Namaste students, welcome to statistics class. We were discussing about combined arithmetic mean and we already discussed two problems. Now in today's class we discuss three more problems and we can write up with that particular topic. Now here combined arithmetic mean, see the problem, solve the following. Here boys and girls they have given and size they have given. Size is nothing but n1 they have not given any values, directly n1 they have given. We need to find out this particular value and n2 is 25 and midway x bar 1 and x bar 2 is given and they have given also they have provided the information of mean weight, that is combined mean they have given as 47.58 and we need to find out here, find the number of boys, that is n1. Now firstly we will write the given values, which values they have provided in the problem. So we have n1, by n1 we don't have any particular values, n2 we have as 25 and next x bar 1 we have as 53 and x bar 2 is 40. Then they have also provided combined arithmetic mean, that is x bar c 47.58. So we have these information. With the help of this information, we need to obtain the value of number of boys we need to obtain. Now, write the combined arithmetic mean formula here. That is n1 into x bar 1 plus n2 into x bar 2 divided by n1 plus n2. Now, according to the formula, substitute the values. We know the value of x bar c 47.58 and we don't know the value of n1, right, as it is, and x bar 1 value is 53. So 53 n1 as it is plus n2 value we know that it is 25 into x bar 2 value is 4. Now divided by here n1 plus n2 value we have it as 25, n1 25. Now what we need to do? Here 47.58 into n1 plus 25 is equal to 53 n1 plus 25 into 40. 25 into 40 we get a 1000. 25 into 40. Now multiply here 47.58 into n1, that is 47.58 n1 plus 47.58 into 25, there we get 1089.5. There we get 1089.5 and write this as it is n1 plus 1000. Now see the values. This side has here 1089 is greater than 1000. So better to bring this 1000 this side. And in case of n1, 53 is greater than 47. So better to take this to other side. Now 1189.5 minus bring that 1000 is equal to 53.n1 minus 47.58 n1. Now 1189.5 minus 1000 we get a 189.5 is equal to 53 minus 47.58 we get a 5.42 n1. Now continue here. We have 189.5 is equal to 5.42 n1. Now 189.5 divided by 5.42 is equal to n1. Now when we divide it we get a 34.96. n1 as 34.96 and approximately we can make it 35. So n1 is equal to 35 because we cannot say the number of boys as 34.96. It should be a whole number, that we can say that 35 students. 35 students are boys. So we need to make it approximate. So this is about when n1 is missing, that is the number of particular observation is missing. And previous Now we'll see some other kind of problem. Now here, go through the problem. The mean monthly salary of all the employees of a company was 5,000. They have mentioned the word all the employees of the company, that is 5,000. The mean monthly salary paid to male and female employees. Male and female employees was 5,200 and 4,200 respectively. So for male employees, mean wages is 5,200 and female employees it is 4,200. Find the percentage of male and female employees of the company. They have asked to find the percentage of male and female employees, that is the number of employees in percentage. So here in this particular problem, if you see the information which is given, we can take it as now. The mean salary of all the employees means it's including male and female. So this problem is about male and female employees and their mean wages. But firstly they have told the mean wages of all the employees means that is combined arithmetic mean. That is combined arithmetic mean they have given as 5,000. So we have combined arithmetic mean as 5,000. Then they spoke about mean monthly salary. Average mean monthly salary of male and female. Male and female means we can take it as their mean x bar 1 as 5,200 and x bar 2 as 4,200. So we have their mean wages or mean salary of male and female. But what is missing here? The number of employees are missing. That is N1 and N2. The number of male employees as well as number of female employees are missing. But how to find out? Find the percentage of male and female employees they have given. Find the percentage. Find the percentage means always when we speak about percentage, you know that we take it in 100. Percentage means we take it in 100. So here in this problem, here we can take, we know that N1 plus N2, since see here, we know that N1 plus N2 is equal to 100. Total it is 100 because we need to find out out of 100 how many percentage are male, how many percentage are female employees. Now we know that N1 plus N2 is 100 and so we can take here, so here we can take now N2 is equal to 100 minus N1. Okay, N2 is equal to 100 minus N1 or else N1 is equal to 100 minus N2. Either that or this. We know that out of 100, if we deduct N1, we get N2. Out of 100, if we deduct N2, we get the 100. For example, now out of 100, we think as female employees are 60. Male and female. Female means that we can consider N2. N2 is 60. If you know the value of N2, 100 minus 60 means 40 will be male. So, either in the place of N2 we have to substitute this or in the place of N1 we need to substitute this particular equation so that we can get the value. That is how we can take N1 plus N2 is 100 because they mention the word percentage means we can consider the total number is 100. So when we know the total, we can find out, we can make the equation as N2 means out of 100 if we deduct N1 we get a N2 or else out of 100 if we deduct N2 we get a N1. Now we write the formula here. Formula is x bar c is equal to N1 into x bar 1 plus N2 into x bar 2 divided by N1 plus N2. X bar c that we know as 5,000 is equal to N1 value is missing. X bar 1 we know 5,200. We write N1 as it is plus N2 is once again missing. X bar 2 we write 4,200. But in the place of N2 we will take this particular equation. That is this also we can take in the place of N. But we will take this one N2 that is 100 minus 100 minus n1, that is in the place of n2. This also you can take it. Now divided by, we know that n1 plus n2 is 100. Now 5000 into 100 is equal to 5200 n1 plus 4200 into 100. So we get there 4,20,000 minus 4200 m1. Now 5000 into 100, it is 5 lakh is equal to, now here we get it as 5 lakh. Now 5 lakh minus 4 lakh 20 is equal to 5200 n1 minus 4200 n2. Now 5 lakh minus 4 lakh 20,000, we get there 80,000 is equal to 5200 n1 minus 4200 n1, we get there 1000 n1. Continue there. So 80,000 minus 1000 n. 80,000 by 1000, we get there 80 is equal to n1. So here n1 is 80. Now if n1 is 80, we know the value of n1. Take this, n2 is equal to 100 minus n1. So here 100 minus n1 means that is 100 minus 80 is equal to 20. So n1 is equal to 80% and n2 is equal to 20%. So these are the percentage of number of employees in that particular organization. The number of n1, that is male employees, how they have to work. Yeah, male employees are 80% of the employees in that organizations are male and 20% of the employees of that organization is female. So this is about when your both n1 and n2 is missing, and when they provide information, when they require information in the form of percentage, the total we need to take it into 100, then this or this we need to substitute in the place of n1 or n2. So we can get the percentage. Now one more similar kind of problem we'll see when they give proportion in the place of percentage. Now this is the last problem under combined arithmetic mean. Now see the problem there. The mean marks of students in a class is 72. The mean marks of a student in a class is 72. If the mean marks of boys is 75 and the mean marks of girls is 65, find the proportion of boys and girls. See, it is a similar kind of question. The number of boys and girls is missing, but they have told us to find out the proportion. Proportion means how? Proportion means we know that it is out of 1, like 0.2, 0.8. These are the proportions. So proportion means we need to take it as 1. Percentage means we need to consider as 100. So in this problem also, we will write which are the given values. Here the mean marks of students, the overall the total including boys and girls, the mean marks is, that is x bar c is equal to 72, and mean marks of boys is x bar 1 75 and mean marks of girls x bar 2 is equal to 65. Now we need to find the proportions, that is proportion of boys and girls. So here we know that n1 plus n2 is equal to 1, since they have given the word proportion. So here then we can take it as, now n2 we can take it as 1 minus n1. From 1, if you take it as n1, they get n2. We will take the same, or else we can take n1 is equal to 1 minus n2. Now take the formula there. X bar c is equal to x bar 1 into n1 plus x bar 2 into n2 divided by n1 plus n. X bar C, we know that it is 72 is equal to x bar 1, it is 75, n1 is missing, plus x bar 2 is 65, n2 divided by, we know that this total is 1. So 72 into 1 is equal to 75 n1. Sorry, here we need to, in the place of n2, we need to take it as 1 minus n. Plus 65. 65 into 1, 65. Then minus 65 n1. Now 72 minus here 65 is equal to 75 n1 minus 65 n1. Now 72 minus 65, you get there 7. 75 minus 65, you get there 10 n1. Now 7 by 10 is equal to n1. You get value as 0.7. n1 is 0.7. So n2 is equal to, what is n2? What did we substitute? 1 minus n2, that is 1 minus n1, 0.7, so 0.3, n2 is 0.3. So n1 is equal to 0.7, n2 is equal to 0.3. So this is the proportion of number of boys and number of girls. So in a class, the proportion of boys is 0.7, proportion of girls is 0.3. So you can find out, first you need to see if both the values are missing, n1 and n2, whether they have given, whether it is proportion is given or percentage is given. So with this we can write up with the topic of arithmetic mean. Completely arithmetic mean topic gets over here. Now what and all we completed in case of arithmetic. So once we'll just revise the topic under arithmetic mean. What and all will come under arithmetic mean. We initially begin with the arithmetic meaning, and also we have taken the formulas of arithmetic mean, that is ungrouped formulas, then grouped formulas. In case of grouped and discrete formulas we have taken. Now firstly we started with the ungrouped formula, that is ungrouped formula. It started like ungrouped, that is sigma x by n. This is direct method. Now deviation formula, here it goes like x bar is equal to a plus sigma u by n. We started with this formula. Ungrouped means where frequencies will not be there, only x values. Then we move towards the grouped. In case of grouped, we have further 2, that is discrete. So in case of discrete, their direct method formula we got as sigma fx by n. N is total number of observation. This is number of observation. A is nothing but assumed value. And u is x minus a. There x minus a. One particular value we need to take it as assumed value. Then here deviation method formula. In case of deviation method, here it goes like x bar, then sigma f u a plus sigma f u by n. Here also u is equal to x minus a. A is nothing but assumed value. Then we move towards the continuous series formula. In case of arithmetic mean grouped continuous formula. Continuous formula where you get the frequency, class intervals where you get the width between the class intervals. Discrete means where you are not having any kind of class intervals. Here 10 to 20, 20 to 30. It may be inclusive or it may be exclusive. So here direct method formula, there will not be any changes between the discrete and continuous. Here it sigma fx by n as it is, but in case of deviation method, here your formula goes like a plus sigma fu by n into c, because we take class intervals there. So here u is equal to, how to find out u? X minus a divided by c, and c is nothing but width of the particular class. So this is about arithmetic mean, where ungrouped data in case of grouped, discrete and continuous data. Then we move towards the problems where the unweighted arithmetic mean and also where frequencies were missing. In case of missing frequency, the missing frequency we need to take it as A or any other capital letters you need to take. Then the formulas you can apply depending upon which kind of problem you will get, either discrete or continuous, but you will not get ungrouped, because in case of ungrouped we will not include frequencies. So either this or this kind of problem you will get. Now one more thing, if they do not mention particularly calculate using direct and deviation method, it's your convenience, you can choose deviation or else direct, but it is better to go with always direct method. If your values are very small, then it is better to go with direct method. It is a easy method compared to deviation method. Then we move towards the properties of arithmetic mean. So before that we have seen there what is weighted arithmetic mean. In case of weighted arithmetic mean, there you have only one formula, that is sigma wx divided by sigma w. So where w is equal to nothing but your weight. And we have seen the properties of mean. In case of properties of mean, the first property, that is sigma x minus x bar is equal to 0. That is algebraic sum of the deviations taken from their arithmetic mean is 0. Next, the second property, sigma x minus x bar square is the least. That is algebraic sum of the square sum of the deviations taken from their mean is a least. Then thirdly we have seen, that is combined arithmetic mean, which we have completed just now. That is combined arithmetic mean. There your formula goes like n1 x bar 1 plus n2 x bar 2 divided by n1 plus n2. So these are the formulas which will come under arithmetic mean. And here you can expect mainly combined arithmetic mean problems for 5 marks, and here continuous, discrete as well as continuous series kind of problem. So this is about arithmetic mean. So here with this we completed the topic called arithmetic mean. It is one of the type of measures of central tendency, that is nothing but averages. But in case of averages you have further 4 types, that is median, mode, geometric mean and harmonic mean. So nextly we will see what is median. Now next topic, that is next average, we have here median. So what is a median? Median is nothing but the middlemost value of a data, that is when it is arranged in a order. See, we cannot say only middlemost value. Middlemost value when it is arranged in a order. For example, if we take 7, 8, 9, here 13 and 14. Now here which is the middlemost value? We can say 9 is the middlemost value, median. But it is already arranged in the order. Now if in case you get values as 14, 27, then 3, then 16 and 9. Now here in order to find, here you cannot say 3 is the median. Median is the middlemost value when it arranged in an order, means here firstly comes 3 comes there first, then you have value 9, then comes there 14, then comes 16, then comes 27. this is the data, it is the middlemost value, but when we arrange the data in an order means mainly it is ascending order. So this we call it as median. And in case of median also, you have ungrouped data, grouped data, and also discrete and continuous data. So we have some of the formulas here. Now we'll look into those formulas. Take down the formulas. Now in case of ungrouped, when you take formulas, mainly whatever data will be given here, first you have to write in a order. So you need to arrange it. First you will need to arrange the data in a order. Then after that, ungrouped formula you need to apply. Now ungrouped data, if it is, there you have two possibilities. Ungrouped data where you have odd number of series. Odd number of series. If it is odd number of series, then your median formula goes like n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 divided by 2 observation. This is your median formula, and where n is number of observation. As I said, this is when odd number of series, when you have odd number of series. But in case of ungrouped data, if you have even number of series, then your formula will be, firstly you need to arrange it in a order. Then your formula goes like middle two values divided by 2. Your median formula is median is equal to middle two values divided by 2. This is in case of ungrouped data. Now, if you have a discrete number of series, then if it is a discrete, means discrete will come under grouped data. If you have grouped data there, and in case of group it is discrete, then your median formula, in case of discrete it is not necessary to arrange, it will be in a particular order. So your formula, median formula goes like n plus 1 divided by 2 observation. Directly n plus 1 divided by 2 observation. But before that, you need to take the cumulative frequency. But before that, in case of find, first comes there find LCM. This is for discrete. First find LCM, then apply this particular formula, and here n is equal to, n is total number of observation. Total number of observation. This is about discrete, and we have one more last formula, that is continuous formula. So in order to write that, it is better to erase. I will erase this and we'll write here continuous formula. When it is continuous, that is in case of group discrete and continuous. Here also find LCM firstly, then median is equal to L plus n by 2 minus CF divided by n into C. So this is the median formula, and here where we know L is lower limit, L is lower limit, and CF cumulative frequency. Frequency preceding the previous median class. Then C is width. And in order to define median class, first we need to find out n by 2. Then that value we need to look into LCM. So this is about median formula. We have three formulas here. One is, don't forget to write observation. One, it is ungrouped odd number of series. This is the formula. And ungrouped even number of series, we will do values divided by 2. But in case of ungrouped, always you have to arrange the data in the order. Then you have to find out then you have to apply the formula. Then in case of group discrete, first you have to find out LCM, then apply the formula here. And in case of continuous also, first you find out LCM, then find out median class by using median class is equal to n by 2. Median class you have to find out. Then this particular formula you need to apply. So here we have, this is the one formula. 2, these will come for 2 or 1 marks, not more than that. Most important formula is this particular formula. Most of the time you will get related to this, and this is also important. So these two formulas are very important in this case. Now next we will see the problems in the next class related to